one more thing. I started making these list videos in 2016, partially because I had finished my prior YouTube project, but partially because I had so much inner turmoil and angst that I had to release in a positive way. When I started, I felt I needed a release in order to properly react to everything going around in the world. 8 years later, I feel like I have reached that exact same turning point. Not to sound superstitious, but apart from political commonalities between those 2 years, 2016 and 2024, it seems that we have gone astray, and the singularity point can be tracked to the death of a beloved animal. We saw it with Harambe in 2016, and unfortunately, we saw it once again with Peanut the squirrel in 2024. As much love and affection I saw people have over Harambe, be it ironic or sincere, Peanut's death proved different. This death happened locally. Officials came in, kidnapped the squirrel, and murdered it. Local opposition grew like wildfire, which is really saying something because of the huge arson problem we have in this area. You can attribute the way everything has turned out to the fallout from the pandemic. You can attribute it to political climate shifts. You can attribute it to the loud minority. You can attribute it to whatever you want. However, I feel that in order to get on the right track and to kick off the positivity that this video should provide, I can only think of one course of action to set things right. Pine City Falls is only 30 minutes away from Corning, and only about 5 minutes away from where I grew up. I have history with this area.
The elementary school. I had summer cohesion there for 7 years. The old post office.
In an era where groundbreaking, historic news seems to break every day, every hour, every minute, one finds it easy to push it aside because it does not affect you directly. However, when all the lenses of the world focus their apertures on a location where you grew up, you find it hard to disassociate yourself like you used to be able to with all the other stories. I truly wish that I could have as much impact in the world as you did throughout your life. Goodbye, Peanut. I love you.
There you go. Woo, yip, woo, yip, woo. Woo, yip, woo, woo. Woo, yip, woo, yip, woo. Woo, yip, woo. Now the Longhorns are gone, and the Drovers are gone, the Comanches are gone, and the Outlaws are gone, Geronimo's gone. Narcissistic cannibal, got to bring myself back from
the dead. I hate living near the news, especially bad news. We don't want bad things, we want good things. You know what else is good?
My engine about to purr when she try to stick. Made the crankshaft curve, haul it mad quick. Dirty bitch, I swerved that V6.
The time has come to count down the top 10 best hit songs of 2024. I find it kismet that I start this best list video with driving and tragedy, Because when you combine driving with tragedy, people can relate to it more, especially when alcohol gets involved. We saw Noah Kahan do just that. But this entry isn't about Noah Kahan. This entry...
So this is a beautiful song, and it certainly describes how I might feel about a person. But am I the only one who hears this song and after the events of last year think that he's not talking perhaps about something like this?
Well, it's bad for the tour.
So if I get...
I know.
Fine, I hate Justin Timberlake. I hate Justin Timberlake a little bit.
So if I get jealous, I can't help it. I want it.
Like, imagine he says the lyrics, "I'm glad your mama made you," and the mama that he's talking about is potatoes. Think about that.
Yeah, I ended up starting off this year's best list with perhaps its most controversial entry. I hate that I like this song so much. Just for a second, take it out of your head that Justin Timberlake did this song. That song would be better if it was by literally anyone else.
That song would be better if it was anybody but Justin Timberlake.
Everyone kind of wants to see Justin Timberlake fail. We love the schadenfreude of everything since the DWI stop. But that clouds the judgment that we all have of his material. That new album is mostly pretty good. But again, the narrative outperforms the song. Speaking of, remember that terrible NSYNC comeback song?
Just let me take you to a better place. I'm gonna make you kiss this.
That went nowhere. Selfish actually had a little bit more staying power, not much.
Justin goes back to basics here, which is honestly what he needed to do to be successful, because people complained about his pretensions before. This track isn't 8 minutes long. It doesn't have fancy Timbaland theatrics. Most importantly, it doesn't have any Man of the Woods, I got supply eyes cosplay bullshit.
So even with the world against him, Timberlake managed to chalk up a popular enough song to notch its way onto DJ Intelligence, and it makes sense because the quality of the music actually comes through. The production on this sounds fantastic.
Every time the phone rings, I hope that it's you on the other side.
I really like the warm synth chords that come in right away in Selfish. They let you know, hey, this will be a love song, without being overbearing about it.
Do I need the Timberlake of yesteryear with the collabs with Timbaland? Well, actually, yeah, I do. But he still sounds great here, proving that sometimes simple is best. Doesn't have to be complex, and that's what this song does. It contains itself, it doesn't get away from itself, and I do want to listen to it for the entire runtime.
I think people forget how versatile Timbaland can actually work as a producer, because they have one or two Missy Elliott songs lodged in their head of things that he did, when if you actually look at his production discography, he's been all over the place. I could sing this song's praises for quite some time, but I'm actually going to refrain from that and keep this at number 10 because there are a couple issues with the song that I can't ignore.
I'm gonna be honest, I really thought this was a Bieber song when I first heard it. I was really convinced this was Justin Bieber. I also hate Justin Timberlake's falsetto. No insult to falsettos, I just hate it. It's too high-pitched.
Looking like you do, but you can't hide it now.
See, it's the falsetto for me. I just can't understand why he can't sing in like a different key, in my opinion.
Relax, man. You're in your 40s. You don't need to hit the falsetto all the time. You're not Leo Sayer. You're gonna hurt yourself.
Can you throw in the clip of him in the Kohl's Cargos doing his little two-step where no one's impressed?
DC, keep your feet.
JT Timberlake thinks he's cooler than he is right now. And that's my problem with him.
Then you have weird lyrical quibbles.
Owner of my heart, tattooed your mark.
Did you know you tattooed your name on my heart? 'Cause you did. I don't have insurance for that.
Of all the music that was released this year, this is still pretty good. Why is he in a small...
Place, girl, I got too much pride. I know I may be wrong.
Is he too big for this world? It's just a weird music video because it's like behind the scenes and then not behind the scenes. I kind of wish they just stuck to one idea.
Tonight on Making the Video with NSYNC.
Hi, welcome to Making the Video with NSYNC.
Oh my god, making the video from MTV was so good. He is a good singer. I don't think he's not a good singer. I think he is a good singer. I do think JC was a better singer, hands down. There is no doubt in my mind that JC was better. And Lance Bass is hotter, prove me wrong.
I'm about to bust out of my packaging.
The other one I loved was where, is that the one where they had somebody like pretend to be the star and they remade the video?
Becoming.
Becoming!
Love these guys.
In sync.
But I would be lying to all of you if I didn't say I loved this song enough to put it on the best list. Besides, it completely invalidates the need for Nick Jonas, and that has to serve as a net positive on society, right?
I don't just like the song. It's okay.
This is just Justin doing what he does best, and it really should have been successful.
I think what this song proves is that Justin Timberlake doesn't have to try so hard. He's never had to. And so when he does, we're like, yeah, but when he just goes with the flow, you get good stuff like this.
And by the way, don't expect any overwritten segues for the best list. You should know by now that this is entirely off the cuff, at least on my end. So for our first honorable mention, let's pivot some more.
Ay, dígame Lupita, ¿cuánto quiere por la cosita? Por fuera se te ve bonita, tengo lo que te pone a grita.
148.
So this song was built for TikTok.
Ay, Lupita, que sí, dame cinturita, que sí, dame cinturita, sí, dame cinturita. Ay.
Oh, they got the Fred Dursts.
You know, I have a love-hate relationship with this. I love soca as a genre. It doesn't get enough love. The most prominent example I can think of is Follow the Leader by the Soca Boys. Their name kind of puts a button on it, doesn't it? I see people complain sometimes that a lot of Latin music is just overtly sexual. This one scales it back a little bit and people will still complain about it. It's part of the genre. What do you want Lil Miel to rap about over this type of beat? A plot synopsis of Schindler's List?
Ay, deja tu frescura, mami, ven y dame cintura, pa' que se vaya la rechura, se te digo todo recogerlo en cura. Ay.
Right, I guess it is kind of meant to be like just a short vibe, right?
If all you
like
have is the beat, why make it longer?
That's true.
That's true, yeah. I give you that.
I mean, kudos to the guy for not hiding behind anything else but just his rapping.
No hay que hablar con nadie, que cuero, macho, récole.
It's like a good intermission song. That's like a song you just play in between like sets or some shit, you know, like quick, we gotta fill 2 minutes air. All right, throw it in there.
Remember early in 2024 when everything was feeling fresh and cool, like it was just going to be a year of fresh music all throughout the year? I do. And it was glorious.
Tommy Richman, by the way, is the collective name of the entire Trump administration.
Nice.
$1 Million Baby is not very helpful for a title either.
No.
Look, guilty pleasures have come out of the woodwork this year.
I was gonna say, sure, it was shot in LA, Paris, and I didn't catch the other one, but when?
What do you want from me? This sounds awesome.
Yeah, Tommy Richman, this guy just kind of came out of nowhere, and he came onto the scene, and out of nowhere, he had one of the biggest hit songs of the year.
This song was everywhere in 2024. It got a huge boost from TikTok from the hashtag Black Wife Effect. It was a TikTok song at first, but then you started hearing it everywhere in all the advertisements. And I'm glad for it because you know what? It feels funky. It feels fresh.
Yes, it has awkward falsetto throughout the entire thing. Yes, the production sounds dated, but it's a nice cheesy dated in all the best ways.
The video, the vibe, the music, everything reminds me of. I'm blanking on the name, but there was a small rap group out of Elmira in 2006 to 2008 time frame.
3.8. Come on over, enjoy the view. Day parties packing lots of titties and brews.
Right? We are going on a summer holiday. If you want to go, you'll swim. We go into London and New York City, and we take a little piece of Amsterdam. Right?
It just reminds me of that.
I went to high school with all of them. Sometimes the algorithm gets things right. The algorithm sometimes gets things wrong. No, I don't care about Burn the Jukebox. I don't care that their bassist is female. I don't care. She's underage. Stop recommending underage women to people because of the music. It's creepy. All because I work high school events doesn't mean I want to see high schoolers.
Do you remember the other rap group that was in Elmira? They had a song called Elmira, Where You At?
No.
Yeah, they filmed their music video in front of the Elmira sign.
Nice.
Right off the highway. Before it got, besmirched by people wanting that damn squirrel on it.
I'm a squirrel hunter though, so,
You're like, I do this all the time.
I was gonna say, everybody... Look, I think it was messed up they shot the guy's pet or whatever, right? But also I'm like, squirrel's kind of tasty. And...
However, I kind of want him to stay a one-hit wonder. Every song he's made since kind of sucks. Devil is a Lie, blatant retread. Acting Up, trash. But hey, most of us don't have any hit singles. You managed to get one good song. Good up on you.
It's a nice little 2.5-minute song, and even if you're listening on the radio, it's even shorter. It's even under 2 minutes. But it's the perfect amount of time where maybe it leaves you wanting just a little more. But that's what you want of a pop song. I feel like he goes in, he does his thing, he sounds great on the beat.
I did really enjoy this song, even though I couldn't make out most of the lyrics without looking them up.
There's just something effortlessly cool about Tommy Richmond, I mean, here's this outsider who's kind of a no-name before May early this year. This is very much in a lane of its own, and I really like that we have this to kind of help punch up the summer, because there were so many good songs over the summer, and even if it meant that the fall and the winter got a little stagnant and a little stale, this one stayed fresh all throughout the year.
If this song is too sour for you, then boy, do we have a great option in store for you.
Hey, I know Kev's probably stealing this entire song, and that's fine.
Oh no, oh no, no, oh no.
I did want to say that Hozier really impressed me this year because honestly I wasn't a big fan of him for a long time. I thought a lot of the stuff like Take Me to Church was a bit overproduced. But this is exactly the kind of sweet spot that makes me go, I get it. I get it now.
This was yet another song that got a huge boost from TikTok and other social media. I think this is definitely right up there with Take Me to Church as a really good song that will keep Hozier in the A-list of music for a long time.
I like Hozier. I love those first two albums, but I hate that his biggest chart success came from this.
Hozier is the only one of the musicians on the best list that I've seen in person. It was a pretty good concert, and after having heard this song, I think I would definitely be willing to go see him in concert again.
Lazy single note guitar plucking. Like a student 3 weeks in who just learned that you shouldn't be plucking the strings this way. I would demonstrate on my acoustic but the bridge broke on it. I gotta get a new one.
Look at that lift! Look everybody, I'm Hozier!
If you watched my worst list, which you should, I mentioned in my Sexy Red entry that Get It Sexy would work kind of, sort of, maybe as a girls' night out anthem if you took away all the mentions of Sexy Red herself. If you actually sound like you're having fun, preferably with someone else, that works better as a going out anthem with your girls. Case in point.
How many times are they gonna sample that real hot girl shit sound effect? They just can't get enough.
He don't wanna be saved, don't save him. That is not my nigga, don't claim him. About 20 missed calls, he faded. White boy
wasted. Oh shit, someone got beef with somebody? Let's get Megan Thee Stallion in there. That's their music. Let's go!
Oh, they're having fun.
I like that. That's fun. I like Megan, and I really like seeing like two female rappers together.
Getting along?
Well, yeah. Because,
fighting crime.
And it's like, it's just the complete opposite vibe of the Sexy Red thing.
Real hot girl shit. Me like Justin Bieber. B-A-D-D-E-S-T. Same hoes hating, used to wanna be besties.
Friendship, and it's like gassing each other up, and it's just, it's just nice. I just like to see everybody having a good time. That, despite what a Ben Shapiro type might think, like, that is empowering.
Again, you're not going to hear much from me on some of these entries. Glorilla's a good rapper. Megan's a great rapper. They have good chemistry together. The beat works with both of their flows. It changes up enough where it doesn't get boring. The content has no real cringe in it. They're having a blast. What more do you need?
Once again, I don't believe that this track was written with me in mind, nor do I think it would be appropriate for me to utter any of the lyrics.
Female Titan, I'm stepping on bitches, I'm showing my titties. I tore up the city, a PIMP, I be hoeing these niggas. He run back to me cause you born the nigga.
I have enjoyed many a song by Megan Thee Stallion. Her songs are always very vulgar, but they often have a really good beat and are kind of a workout anthem. I have lifted weights and done many a bike sprint to some really inappropriate songs by this very same artist, but it feels redundant to me.
Women rappers have been kind of flipping the whole, like, over-sexualization of women by male rappers. They've been flipping that on its head for a long time. But I love the way Megan does it, because she kind of brought that back to the forefront of, like, the popular culture, which is really cool. Like, in a way that, like, it felt subversive, because for a long time, at least in the mainstream of what, you know, like, people like me who are not the intended audience would hear, like, that just wasn't what you were getting. And now you do, and it's cool.
I don't see how this song could be a best song of the year. I would frankly put it on the worst, but that's just one girl's opinion.
Besides, if you want to hear Megan have a little bit more depth in her lyricism, well, this next honorable mention showed that she offered it to people, and they bid it for a little bit, but they ended up discarding it right away. Why?
What is it with these weird beefs this year? What did she got against Rihanna? What?
Bodies on bodies on bodies on bodies. Say he fuck Megan and now he the topic. These niggas thinking they lowered the value. All this free promo, I'm turning to profit. Hey, when a nigga be kissing the tail.
Yes. Let's try that one more time. No, we gotta be competent. Like we're mad at them. I just want to kick this off by saying,
His should have been huge. But, and part of the reason why I don't use Billboard anymore for metrics, it made it to #1, but like most #1s these days, fell off immediately. Society gets bored with hit songs, except for like 6 or 7, which will persist, and inevitably like 3 from each calendar year weasel their way up as to one of the 10 biggest songs of all time. Make it make sense. I blame streaming fraud.
Megan Thee Stallion was at her lowest. Fat, nasty, and broke career in shambles. She came on this bitch mad as hell. 2023 was not a great year for Megan. I mean, she had all the label disputes, and she had the stuff with Tory Lanez and the fit shooting. Megan's been a very resilient artist, and she's had to go through a lot in her career. Through it, she still made amazing music, and Hiss was a great example of early in the year. I know it got lost in all the drama of the year that followed, but I really think you don't get the Kendrick Lamar beef without a little appetizer. And I think the Nicki-Megan drama was really kind of helped kick off the year. It showed that Megan still had bars and she still had the potential to make a #1 hit.
Yeah, people love Megan Thee Stallion for interesting reasons, but she's proved her mettle multiple times with all these diss tracks that she's put out. Hiss stands as one of her best.
While it was a firecracker and it burned brightly at the core, even if it came out in January and people forgot all about it, it still deserves to be recognized because it is an amazing song. And the thing is that this song isn't just about Nicki. I mean, yes, you can point to the Megan's Law line and be like, oh, that was Nicki. But she throws bars at everybody. I think Tory Lanez gets the worst, but Drake's also mentioned in here.
Regardless, the message still stands. Drake is a pedophile. Introduce him to burn the jukebox. Get it over with. I'll keep the adults, thank you.
Her exes, her haters, literally anybody who comes against her, she's got something to say. And yes, she still flaunts how sexy and being hooked on Tina Snow. But you know what? I think that adds to the charm of it.
I know this one. Definitely weirdly out of, like, left field in terms of style for her.
If anyone can stake claim on saying they've earned the right to feel a certain way,
Don't even try to give me shit. I've earned the right to be like this.
my goodness, it's Kesha. not only that, she has a fantastic song surrounding that sentiment.
See, again, this sounds a little like Lady Gaga to me, but I'm not against it, because I love Lady Gaga. This is such a welcome change of a music video compared to the other, literally, crotch shots. Like, what a badass driving this car. So again, this is a sexual outfit, but it's like strong sexy. It's like cool.
I'm happy to see the return of Kesha.
Right, it's definitely like different in style from a lot of the other songs I've heard Kesha sing.
I don't know, I'm not
I don't mind
surprised
it.
by
I think it's alright. But, you know, I'm also biased towards liking Kesha, so there's that.
Ever since she released Praying, Kesha loves to take chances with her music. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I know I got some heat for putting Kesha on my worst list in 2020. Raising Hell didn't sit well with me, I'm sorry. But this works in all the ways that Raising Hell didn't.
It has like a kind of a cool like operatic chorus. It has like a cool backbeat. Like, I don't dislike it. I don't know if I would personally want to listen to this over and over, but it's fun. It's a fun song, and I like that this is a little more badass.
I bet when this song came out, people who could play accordion just lost it. They're like, I'm cool again.
Right.
Outside of Eastern Europe
I haven't
and
been
Mexico.
able to break this thing out since On the Floor by
J-Lo.
whatever the hell her name is.
I don't think this would be very hard to learn on an accordion. I've got an accordion that I can't play.
It has such a propulsion to it. This is a fantastic driving song, but it sounds like no other driving song. This sounds like the entire Tarantino filmography, with Dr. Luke playing the Tarantino part, so we're going to take him and all that icky feet stuff and just kind of shove it to the side.
No. No. The foot. God. I'm glad there's a little theatrical element to this video so you can see it's a little fake, because otherwise it would make me a little scared. And like, even though she's posing on top of a car, it's a little sexual, but it's very cool, more model-esque, very cool girl. Like, she still has the cutouts and the crop top on, but it's just like a powerful pose to me. Even when she's on top of the car, it's less like sexy, like less pure sexual in nature. Oh, and look, the person that half's naked is a guy. That's refreshing. That's okay. That's alright.
You know who else likes joyrides?
So if I get jealous, I can't help it.
C'est son?
Yeah, it was our old art teacher.
Yeah. That's his Duke Silver alter ego.
Yeah.
C'est son.
I'm a bitch.
And now, the fourth honorable mention. HM04. If I was a better producer, I'd have this 7th or 3rd, because Waterfall and Surf work way better for the parallel than Strength ever could.
Make me sweat, make me harder, make me lose my breath, make me water.
But this song's quiet strength is what I love about it. Tyla would have made it to number 1 on this best list if I only went by Billboard metrics. Unfortunately, Water never made it to DJ Intelligence, so it has to rest as an honorable mention. Just listen to it.
I'ma be in a dangerous mood, can you match my timing?
Look, I'll keep it real with you, this sounds hot as hell.
It is challenging to make sexy music, and I don't think people realize this. So many attempts either come across as perverted, creepy, or disingenuous and boring. Water by Tyla does not have that problem. Even before the TikTok dance that became famous with it, Tyla is just natural in her performance. By the time she actually gives her famous Make Me Sweat, Make Me Water line, you fully believe that she truly wants the attention of the person she is singing to. Top that off with the best Afrobeat style music I've heard since it became popular a few years ago. And we have a song that is not necessarily the technical best of the year, but as soon as I heard Water, I knew it was going to be my favorite song of the year, and nothing would top that. I really hope Tyla's next single is good. I really do.
And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed, just to get it all out, what's in my head.
Hello, Dolly. This is Torgo. Dolly. I'm not doing a Louis Armstrong voice. And even if I did, I could never pay tribute to Dolly Parton quite like Lainey Wilson did.
We're about 2 weeks into Donald Trump's second term at the time I'm recording this, and suddenly my taste for country music is just rapidly disappearing. But an objectively good song is an objectively good song.
Lainey Wilson, one of the queens of country music so far, one of the biggest hits of 2024 with Hang Tight Honey. Interestingly enough, not just the country music aspect of it, but a bit of a sports connection too, because we know her boyfriend is former Steelers quarterback Duck Hodges. The song's about her touring and missing her boyfriend, all that good stuff, but eventually knowing that she's going to get back to him. Such a great song.
Back in 2022, I made Cole Swindell's She Had Me at Heads Carolina the second worst song of that particular year, and it deserved it. Why? It failed as a tribute to past country, whereas Hang Tight Honey does everything right. Yes, it sounds like a Dolly Parton pastiche. Dolly Parton's made fantastic music for 5 decades now. Plus, this sounds better than everything Dolly's made in the past couple years. She just collaborates with anybody. I don't think she says no to anyone. She just wants to spread over all genres to try and shore up her legacy. Admirable, but flawed.
I like Hang Tight Honey because of how unpretentious it is. In an era where country music is constantly trying to either sell commercials or promote a political agenda, Hang Tight Honey does none of that. Well, almost. Those oohs at the beginning are just blatant commercial core. Let's sell a commercial. Let's buy a Ford today.
I kind of half expect it to come on when I turn on Monday Night Football, but it quickly pivots away from those oohs.
One thing I think people tend to forget about country music is that it is silly by its very nature. It is a very performative style of music, from the type of accent you do with it, from the instrumentation, to it being a very storytelling driven genre. It is silly and theatrical in many ways, and Hang Tight Honey is one of the few country songs I've heard in recent memory that embodies that spirit.
Lainey Wilson put out a really good album, and it has a lot of solid songs on it. Good Horses is really good.
Obviously, Climb the Charts was one of her biggest hits of 2024, amongst a lot of her other hits throughout the year. Her latest one being 4x4 by You.
In a 4x4 by you, babe, from the bayou to Kentucky.
And 4x4 by You is pretty good too. Even though the pacing of 4x4 by You is a little awkward and the title looks like a bad upwards play. Plus, 4x4s are super expensive now thanks to lumber tariffs.
But you could certainly make a strong argument that this was probably her best song of 2024.
The production and instrumentation is what really makes this song cook. In addition to reminding me of Dolly Parton, which this song is an obvious send-up of, the song reminds me of early 90s country, where artists like Patty Loveless were dominating country radio. Just a high-tempo, straightforward song where everything sounds really good and makes you want to crank it to 11 and break the speed limit on the highway.
I appreciate fun country. People take it very seriously. Hang Tight Honey does not. Lainey Wilson is genuinely having fun with this song. She wants the listeners to have fun with it. And I think if people embrace that spirit more, country music will be in a better place than I feel like it has been for the last 6 to 8 years or so. Bring back more of this, please.
The lyrics are good too. There are 1,001 songs about men on the road, touring with their band, just wanting to come home to their wives. And this song is a fun inversion of the topic. And Lainey, to her credit, does a great job with these vocals, which are delivered very fast and more sharply than most modern country demands. The vocals have to be able to keep up with the intensity of the music in order for a song like this to really work, and Lainey is up to the task.
She just announced a world tour just the other day. So that's going to be really exciting for her. So we'll see what 2025 has in store for her.
And just like the worst list this year, the middle has all the country in it. Even though some people don't consider Chris Stapleton country.
I'm in love with you. I didn't know it at the time. I know what I want to do.
It blows my mind how much more mature Chris Stapleton is as a songwriter compared to his peers. And maturity is the operative word here. The mood. If I was 15 years younger, I would call this a total vibe.
He's wearing red, that's a Sixth Sense plot point.
Yeah. How many words are in that song? It doesn't feel like many.
Do not besmirch the lyricism of Dr. Seuss.
I like the disco bit at the end. That was fun.
Why did this not make the list proper? It has this weird triplet interlude that kind of shakes things up in all the wrong ways. But, and this is stupid admittedly, but I really can't get past the video not matching the tone of the song whatsoever.
It just feels like it's supposed to be building to something, but then it doesn't. It's kind of like one...
Sometimes Barbie makes me change away from the Barbie soundtrack. And I guess if I had to listen to something else, I would listen to Brat by Charlie XCX. I'm not sure who that Barbie is, but she makes some good music.
You wanna put him in your mouth, pull him all down south. You wanna turn this shit out, that's what I'm talking about.
I will repeat myself. It is challenging to make sexy music, and I still don't think people realize it.
And okay, again, like shots of like, you know, booties and tits, but again, or not boobs, whatever we want to call them. Shots of bodies, but they're all dancing, they're all having fun. It's still sexy, but it's not overly sexed. And we're even talking about underwear here. I also love to see different couplings. Like, love me to see a girl on girl, guy on guy, like different options of couples.
Look, the other Charlie songs were fine. Give me this Rave Rager any day.
Is it pretty in pink or all see-through? Is it showing off my brand new lower back tattoo?
The interesting thing about Guess, though, is that it is done in such a grittier tone compared to most sexy songs, and yet it works. It works really well. And I think part of the reason why is Charlie's performance is just so unapologetically horny within it. You appreciate the genuineness of her wanting you to guess the color of her underwear, to involve yourself with the underwear in such a way that it makes the best oral sex song of the year even more than Lunch. Speaking of...
Hey look, Billie Eilish had sex.
I checked online and Girl on Girl is still like very, very popular.
She's an adult, that's okay. Are you uncomfortable with me talking about someone else's sex life in a positive way? What are you gonna call me, a brat or something? Wait.
Kiss it right again, I fit it. Charlie likes boys, but she knows I'd hit it.
I like that line. Charlie likes boys that she know I'd hit it.
What else could you possibly sing about over this perfect Eurotrash beat?
Wearing person might remix it, eat it for lunch, it's so delicious.
This song didn't even need Billie Eilish, it served well enough as is, but bringing in Billie to continue the Eilish cinematic universe, I'm not mad at it.
They are having fun. They're having fun. And again, like, I do think some of this dancing and some of these moments are sexy, but in like a understated way, even though they're ironically laying on underwear. It's cool. It's like not so crotch. It's not, no one did a crotch shot. No one did literally a split to the screen, which is nice. Even though they were like crawling on top of bras and underwear, it just had like a cool vibe to it. I like it.
It's fun.
I like it.
The incorporation of Billie Eilish has been one of the better duets of the charts this year. And the reason I say that is because Billie does not just feel secondary. She feels like a true part of the song. She knows the color of Charlie's underwear. She bought it for her. She'd hit that. You don't get that in a lot of duets anymore. And it really works. top that off with the best drop in dance music of the year.
Plus, it has one of the best last lines of any song this year. Killer and necessary. I got the gist that the entire song was draped in artifice the whole time, winking throughout, but including that last line, cherry on top. You need to be that coy. You need to be that smarmy. This subject matter calls for it. Charlie XCX and Billie Eilish stuck the landing on this one, and I couldn't ask for anything more.
This is a fun crossover.
Well, maybe one thing. This song kept Billie Eilish off the list proper, and she had a lot of good songs that could have done it. Billie Eilish's most recent album is by far her best. Every song hits. I've picked Wildflower as the standout and the honorable mention because of the emotion behind it.
Wildflower examines a love triangle from a completely new angle. A man falls out of love with one woman and into love with a second woman, yet all that second woman can think about is what the first woman must have felt like. Genius, honestly, and who better to bring us right into the heart of what that unrequited passion feels like than Billie Eilish herself, the master of minor chords and pining, yearning vocals.
Birds of a Feather has quickly introduced itself to my cocktail hour playlist, but it kinda gets a little monotonous with the beat. I'll be frank, I think Lunch is the worst song on that album, and even that's really good.
But Wildflower represents a turning point on the album where it really starts to transition into higher order topics.
But the emotion behind Wildflower sealed the deal for making it on this honorable mentions list.
Wildflower is interesting to me because you can hear evidences of Billie's coming out as bi all over her music this year, and Wildflower is a definite example of that. Yes, Lunch is a playful and triumphant realization of I can eat that girl for lunch, and Guess is Billie's first triumphant public statement of her sexuality to the world. But Wildflower comes a little earlier in Billie's lesbian arc, and coming out stories don't always start with happy moments. When you're keeping things to yourself, it can be scary. You're wondering, why am I thinking these thoughts? Did I cross the line? And Wildflower manages to encapsulate all these feelings so beautifully under the surface, and yet also be about a love triangle at the same time.
Valentine's Day,
Billie's really teaching a masterclass to us all with this one.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It ain't fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. It's really not. How do I think I can keep getting away with this?
It ain't fair, Alan.
It's not fair.
Hey, know something? This ain't fair, you know? It's not fair that these old songs can all get in, while these new kids have to wait behind.
It's not fair. Oh, wait. It was in a popular movie this year. Songs from movies make lists all the time, and DJI has a weird selection standard for their lists. Yeah, it's actually kind of fair.
And then I'm supposed to say something about it ain't fair. It ain't fair? I don't know the context.
And that's why it's not number one. Hit it! Nope. This song came out in 1971.
So the video is just kind of a still. 'Cause
Okay.
there were back in my day, we didn't have music.
That's
videos.
even before my day, right?
Look, I'm only going to talk about this once, because if I don't, I can't for another 37 hours. Why has Curtis Mayfield made the list of eligibility for 2024 DJ Intelligence? Answer me that. I know why, I just want to hear it from you. So the movie Lift came out in 2024. That's where this song came from. It was on the soundtrack for that. DJ Intelligence has a weird rule where sometimes they mention remixes of songs and how they qualify, and sometimes they just list the regular version of the song. This is what happened, I think, with Love Tonight by Shouse in 2021, where I'm pretty sure the David Guetta remix was what people requested, but I had to go by the original version because that's what they said made the list proper. If they didn't put remixes on these lists every once in a while, I would actually exercise more judgment. But even if I did, the remix of this song is really good too. I don't know if I would ever turn Curtis Mayfield into a disco song, but it works. Even if it mutes the trumpets off in such a haphazard way, it sounds like cutting off Brad Garrett's nuts, Jesus.
What do you want me to say about Curtis Mayfield with anyone with a deep, robust knowledge of music from the 60s, 70s couldn't already tell you?
I actually have been known to say that the 70s was the worst decade for music. If you disagree, that's okay. I don't typically like the 70s. But I have a feeling the fact that it's on this list and it's from the 70s means it was probably on the best.
Well, let me go pick up your hood real quick, and then I will let you know.
Oh, come on!
Curtis Mayfield and his colleague he met when he was 14, Jerry Butler, are two of the best soul musicians who ever lived, and I personally really like Jerry Butler's music.
I don't think people truly understand how great of a musician Curtis Mayfield was, writing numerous hits for his group The Impressions in the 60s, and then for himself in the 70s. He was up there with Stevie Wonder as one of the great commentators of that era.
And Curtis Mayfield, when he was at The Impressions, he was in his peak because at the same time, America is especially trying to hide the fact that white America wants to continue to prove its dominance over black America. The South is a segregated society. The song People Get Ready is a testament to the drive of the black people for the freedom of the future. What makes Move On Up so good is when it was his first foray into solo work. A song that has a disco beat, yet we know disco didn't exist yet. There's questions on when disco really started. We don't know for sure what the exact first disco song was. Move On Up is just energy. It gets you busy. It gets you involved. Unlike Your Love by Diplo, this wants you to dance. It's what makes disco so good. Is those songs compel you to dance and they stand up.
And yes, this song clocks in at 9 minutes.
They're not playing the whole thing at weddings, huh?
There's a radio edit that's like 2.5.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But when you sound this great, can you really complain?
It is a testament to Curtis Mayfield's genius that even after his accident in 1990, which left him paralyzed from the neck down, that he would still compose and record music, oftentimes doing so on his back so that his lungs could compress the proper way for him to sing, and to be rewarded for it in that time by being nominated for a Grammy for it. That's not only genius, that's resilience. And it's the reason why this song could climb up the charts again in 2024.
So who cares what version ended up qualifying for DJ Intelligence? I go by what they list. And even then, loopholes should be exploited. Anyway, they say beer goes well with nuts, right? So let's have some beer.
Well, I guess we're due for a cheerleader music video in the pop charts every, 20 years or so. It was Mickey and then Hollaback Girl and now this.
Inside my mind, you can see the shrine, got you on my wall.
Poor girl's probably gonna hear Hold My Beer pickup lines for the rest of her life. Someone tell Addison Rae that this is what hot Lana Del Rey songs should sound like.
Okay, so things I at least do appreciate. This is a very interesting song because it very much is almost feels like it's queerbaity and then it's not. Oh, never mind. They're actually not going for the kiss. I guess it is a little queerbaity.
I love the dark synths. I love the air of mystique this song gives off. Madison Beer is a pop star that should have had a huge hit already once or twice. I don't know what's holding her back. But the stuttering of the chorus gets a bit monotonous, so I had to hold back and only make this an honorable mention this year. Come on, Madison. You're almost there. I believe in you. Hey, you! Yeah, you with the bingo card watching all these best lists on YouTube. Yeah, go ahead and fill in your center square. Kendrick ended up on the list right here.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
So this is evidence now, actually, because of the lawsuit, right?
Okay, so when a cultural moment in music gets so big that even the indie people have to stop and look at it, it's big. It's real big.
How many people have talked about Not Like Us? I'm not going to talk about the song. I'm going to talk about my experience with the song, because I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that has this experience. I didn't hear this song for a while. My dad lives in South Carolina now, and as it turns out, he invited Rachel, my little brother, and me for Greek Easter last year. Bought the plane tickets for us and everything. So we flew down, stayed for 4 days. That 4-day time period happens to be when the Drake-Kendrick stuff was in full effect. That's when Family Matters came out. And in the midst of all that, that's when Not Like Us came out. My dad is a 67-year-old conservative. We were not listening to rap in that house. So I heard about the Drake and Kendrick beef and all the battle raps secondhand. Flying back in that Monday, I had to catch up with everything, but all the discourse had kind of been played out already. So I didn't get to experience this song in real time. So removing myself from the conversation regarding, the timeline of when everything dropped and who all the players are, this song still kicks ass.
What's amazing is that Kendrick probably didn't write this song in a couple hours after Drake tried to fire shots at him. He clearly probably had that ready to go, but the fact that he still had it released within hours of that is still nothing short of impressive. And the fact that he also managed to get the 2 seconds of the year in music.
Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
And then managed to win as many Grammys for the song as Drake has ever won in his whole career. We're recording before this happens, but Kendrick is likely to play this at the Super Bowl in front of 300 million people and tell people that Drake is a pedophile.
Say Drake, I hear you like I'm young.
Yeah.
The entire world knows this song.
I would have loved to be a fly on that wall the day that he decided to release this. I just wanted to see the glee in Kendrick's eyes as he hit a button to say, send it.
I'm gonna have a fun time playing this at prom and having all the high schoolers shout out pedophile. But when they do, I'm not gonna watch the kids. I'm gonna look along the walls and see what teachers or chaperones start to get really nervous.
What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying to see Compton?
Jabroni.
It's a great song, honestly, even beyond being a brutal diss track. Mm-hmm. Like, you're getting torn apart by something that's objectively very, very good. I'm a chef by trade, right? But I wouldn't cook food against Kendrick Lamar. I don't even know if he has any culinary skill, but if someone said, do you want to go up against Kendrick? I wouldn't do it.
Right.
And everybody in the entire world is dancing to this. Man.
Not to mention at the Grammys, when Kendrick going up to get his reward for Record of the Year, and they're playing the song, it's really funny that a ton of people in the room started chanting A minor as soon as that came up.
Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
Drake's career is done. Especially when you see Taylor Swift and Beyonce dancing around to it as well.
This feels like the year of men who have just been shitty and terrible publicly, suing people for publicly acknowledging that they've been shitty and terrible, because with Drake's doing it, and then the guy with the Blake Lively thing, and there's somebody else. Chris Brown. It's hard to keep track. Everybody's suing everybody. It's very American, but that's not going to stop people from making fun of you and writing diss tracks, right? Like, it's only going to get worse. He's like the shitty kid on the playground who's an asshole to everybody, and everybody knows it, and somebody calls him out for it, so he tells the teacher. It's not going to make the kids stop saying that you're a shitty little kid. Like, you're still going to get deservedly bullied a little bit. But he started it, and he is a creep. He is such a creep. Yeah. I listened to that a few times when it came out. And yeah, I'm definitely not the target audience, but it's really good.
What, you mean you're not singing along with it?
No.
The Kids Bop version?
We ride the bus, we ride the bus, we ride the bus.
It's just playing at clubs. It's playing, I hear it on the iCraig at work. It's playing everywhere. And it's called Drake a pedophile.
Not like us, now playing on your nearest iCraig.
It's just unbelievable.
They got the 4 cartoon, box of popcorn and the soda that play at the drive-in theater. Crip walking to the song.
I'm sure that Drake's probably having a pretty shit year this year. And so even if this
Yeah.
gave him just one shit year, I mean, that's still
I think
one
he's
shit
lost a
year.
lot of credibility. I
Yeah,
think.
well, and especially with Diddy's downfall being what it's been, the public just doesn't
I was
really
more
look.
of a lanky Kong guy myself.
Yeah.
No style. He has no grace.
Plus, I get my requisite Pokemon reference in. Bring in the Piplup.
20, ain't no love boy, you ball boy, fresh Gatorade or something. Since 2009, I had this bitch jumping. You niggas will get a wedgie.
Speaking of making parents nervous.
I mean, I'm glad that you picked this one over
Espresso.
over Espresso. I hate that song. I just
Sabrina Carpenter had a hell of a year. And honestly, she's so overexposed, you can kind of miss me with a lot of her music. I don't hate it, I just don't care about it either way. Feather is my favorite of her songs, probably because it's one of the least overplayed.
I put this one on the best list, I'd say.
I mean, I think it's yeah. She kind of channels a little Selena Gomez in her singing tone there.
So, you mean the Academy Award nominated Selena Gomez?
Yeah.
Because she's in that movie that got nominated for 13 Oscars?
Men to woman, or woman to men.
Man to woman.
From penis to vagina.
It also, to me, is the one that sounds the most natural coming from her. My biggest problem with Sabrina Carpenter, she always sounds like she's trying way too hard. Theater kid energy. And you know, some people are into the whole theater kid thing, but I worked crew for all these plays in middle school and high school and college with my improv troupe experience. I am over this attitude.
Adam's apple reduction.
Yes.
If pressed to make a list of like my top 10 favorite albums of all time, the list doesn't exist. Don't ask me where this is gonna go. But Gordon by Bare Naked Ladies will probably make the cut. I know, right? 37-year-old white guy who likes Bare Naked Ladies. Whoo boy, I better cool it with all these hot takes I'm throwing at you. But one of the things I love about them is that they don't take themselves too seriously. And if you actually look on the insert of this album, this part right here next to the CD, I'll throw this up on the screen so you can see it. You have this very 90s image, but the caption tells all. Fact, in 1992, Bare Naked Ladies pose amongst a pile of director's chairs to show their relaxed, serious side. Coincidence? No. Calculated image construction. This next song has a lot of calculated image construction, but the quality backs it up. If you're gonna lay it down this thick, you better have the sweetest icing imaginable. That's not gay, right? So this is the one that you know.
Yep.
How do you pronounce this song title?
Opposite.
Thank you.
Game start.
I did not know until this week, and I did not search this out. It happened to come up. In a reel I watched, but yeah, the only reason, I mean, obviously they say apata in the song, but I didn't know what it meant until this week, and it's a drinking game.
It's very insipid, it's very repetitive, and it gets stuck in my head. It's been playing in my head all day.
This song to me has 90s vibes to it. I don't know if you get that.
First off, this is a complete pastiche of That's Not My Name by the Ting Tings, an underrated banger.
They call me Hell. They call me Stacy. They call me Her. They call me Jane.
That song rules, so this song's gonna rule too. God, listen to that energy.
Come give me something I can feel.
Bruno Mars knows how to bring the energy with these pastiches that he's done for 15 years now. The instrumentation is actually pretty sparse throughout most of this, but it has that old school gloss that he's known for, complete with the Smeezingtons yelp.
It's whatever you like.
I don't think we've heard that since his second album.
So this is a fun song. I do like Opta, or Apata, Ops, whatever you want to call this. I do not quite love the chorus as much as the lyrics, which is unique for me. Usually I love a good chorus. It's a little repetitive for the chorus in my opinion.
I've heard this song a lot of times, okay? It's very of the moment. It's very out there. I can tell you that My children like it. And if there's a Kids Bop version, it's definitely going to be a hit. If this song were playing at a wedding, would I hit the dance floor? Yes, I would. It's very catchy, but I would, well, hopefully I'm not jinxing myself when I say this, but I don't believe I would ever choose to listen to this song on my own time.
And yeah, Bruno's production pulls a lot of the weight here. This is admittedly TikTok engagement bait, but Apata actually works as a complete song without the social media algorithm behind it.
My algorithm, because I clicked on a couple of them, has started delivering me these AI-generated kittens or cats.
Oh, AI algorithm.
Yeah, singing this song. And so I've gotten to the point where, like, because it's annoyed my wife. I kind of enjoy annoying my wife sometimes. So now every time the algorithm sends me one, I forward it to her.
These people who try to get their songs famous on TikTok and Instagram and whatnot, they forget that you have to actually have a real song there first. And this song has the best bridge of the year. My God, when that major key hits... Oh baby, inject this in my veins. This sounds like a Teen Titans cut with Starfire and Cyborg singing.
I think this is what the youngins call a bop. I will say Bruno Mars, his songs are always different, which is kind of cool. Like, he has a sound, obviously, but his songs don't all sound the same. They're always, like, different. Like, I like this part of the song.
I think from a party anthem perspective, it's a fun contribution to the, I don't know, literature, to the lexicon, to the Rolodex of DJ hits. It's not one that I would personally turn to in a time of musical need.
And again, what an unexpected source. Rosé comes from Blackpink. I don't like any Blackpink songs, but everyone else seems to because all of their solo members are having really good careers. Except from Jisoo, I guess.
This is a good song, and I very much like the video that it's just, like, fun, you know? Oh, give them, like, a little, like, okay, go vibes, you know?
Once again, another day in my life brought to you by Rachel's Sweaters. Rachel's Sweaters, for when you don't own your own sweaters, and Rachel gives you hers. Rachel's Sweaters.
And yes, this kept Die With A Smile off the list proper.
I think that Bruno Mars is one of the most talented, like, musicians in, like, mainstream music.
I've mentioned in the past that sometimes Bruno Mars songs are good, but boringly good. You can't really talk about them. They just are good. People acknowledge the quality. I'll tell you this, though, a little bit of a spoiler for 2025, I'm going to have to sit down and make some serious cuts regarding what Lady Gaga song is going to go on the list because, oh boy, Mayhem is going to bring the competition this year. Just my luck. Mayhem comes in the mail one day after I film.
Is that just a glimpse of Anderson .Paak on the drums? This has just been another dude in sunglasses. I have face blindness! I have actual cannot tell people apart. I was thinking about that earlier today. I was like, man...
Yeah. To him, everybody are penguins, okay? Everyone.
White people look
We're
the same,
all
too.
We're all penguins. Or as Benedict Cumberbatch would say, penguins.
So why are these woodlands so attractive to penguins? A freshwater stream through the forest makes a handy highway for a parent penguin heading home from a fishing trip.
Side note, Bruno Mars is on a hell of a streak because Fat, Juicy, and Wet came out while this was in production.
Fat, juicy, and wet. I don't even gangbang. Pussy so good, made me throw up a set.
Although, and I swear this is true, up here on the radio, Fat, Juicy, and Wet has the word wet censored out. Fat, Juicy, ampersand.
Fat, juicy, and...
That's it. It's like WAP became Apata. W-A-P-T. Jackson. Clean radio. I mean, it's in the South, probably.
I think a big problem with my taking in of pop music is I hear it on the worst stereo in the noisiest kitchen. So I hear this song all the time, but I hear
chaotic shit.
None of the production. But it's actually it's a lot nicer to hear the real song.
You know, they've had high fidelity for a number of decades.
We're listening to this on the iCraig. This is
like a speaker screwed into a tin can. Like,
it's got the old iPlug port that you can set an iPod on. It's one of those.
It's got a dock, like an iHome?
Yeah, but it's an iCraig.
Oh, God.
That's the brand, is iCraig. Like, that, I don't know if Craig is some guy that just sold it off the back of a truck, but that's what's in my kitchen, and that's how I hear this song. And I think it's much better to not hear it that way.
Yeah, that's true. Like an old gas station radio, you know?
I never saw Joker 2.
Introducing Domino's Best Deal Ever. Get any pizza with any toppings for just $9.99.
It was pretty great, actually, in its own way, right? But it was funny how it completely reframed the meaning of Joker 1.
I was thinking about seeing Joker 2 because I hadn't seen the first one. Like, I saw Avatar 2 and I saw Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but I've never seen the first ones of either of those, so I think I'm just going to see the second movie of installments. They should put Bruno Mars as the Joker.
That would have been cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Recast Joaquin Phoenix,
That's right.
put Bruno Mars.
Edit all of it now.
All musical Joker
in post.
movies.
Hey, if they can change Sonic the Hedgehog's eyes, they can
That's
make Bruno
right.
Mars the Joker.
They have
Bruno
the
Mars the
technology,
Joker. That's what
damn
I'm
it.
saying. I've been saying it for years. I've been saying it since the first
That's
Joker
right.
movie came out.
And
I
I
saw
want-
that him dancing on those stairs, and I said that should have been Bruno Mars.
And
That's what I thought.
Bruce Campbell to replace Amber Heard in Aquaman.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Finally, someone has the chutzpah to say it. We've all been thinking
She has
it.
no right. I want to see that chin in a sparkly green scaly swimsuit.
Alright, so I'm going to tell you a story about this hat because I've had it on the whole video and you're probably wondering why. Rachel and I went on vacation to Maine in 2023. Bar Harbor, Maine. Love it there. Great time. We went in November. The first or second week of November, Bar Harbor, Maine has what they call their pajama sales. It's the end of their tourist season and they shut down for the winter. So 6 a.m. on Saturday, they have everybody in town get on their pajamas, and if you're wearing pajamas, you get ridiculous sales on all of the stuff that they have because all these stores have to liquidate their stock. One of the stores in town was selling these winter hats. The company is Brits Knits, not a paid sponsor. I just like this hat. And like 2 or 3 salespeople were trying to push this hat on me. And I don't answer to anybody like that. So I said, no, I don't want a hat because it's a hard sell. You can tell when there's a hard sell. However, I ended up discovering the hat later on my own, and I liked the hat and I bought it. Specifically because no one was telling me to buy it. So what I'm getting at is that I need to discover something on my own if I'm going to enjoy it. I won't like something just because other people tell me I should. If I like something, I will find it out on my own and determine whether or not I enjoy it. And that perfectly describes my relationship with Chappell Roan. Chappell Roan. I'm not doing another take. The internet told me I should love Chappell Roan a long time before I actually did. Admittedly, I'm not the biggest fan of Good Luck Babe, but I can't relate to Good Luck Babe. Hot to Go, look, I'm a wedding DJ. I'm gonna get sick of that song in record time, so I'm not even gonna bother with it right now. But deeper in the album is this one song. It's track number... Look, it doesn't even say. It's Pink Pony Club, okay? God, you try to introduce props and... It goes, play the song.
When I get tired of hanging around the Mojo Dojo Casa House, I go to the Pink Pony Club. It's pink, it's a club, but most of all, it's got ponies.
For Chappell, for Roan. Does Chappell work as a first name? It's clearly a stage name, and I don't feel comfortable saying an artist's real name on camera. So I'm just going to say Chappell Roan would be okay with it. It's like Busta is not Busta Rhymes' first name. Chappell Roan's lyrics obviously relate this song to, you know, the coming out experience, growing up in a very conservative household, moving away, finding someplace where she's welcome. And honestly, everyone can relate to that. Everyone wants somewhere they can belong. It can be a group of friends. It can be an Elks Lodge. It can be a sports team.
I think what I love about this song, and what a lot of people love about this song, is it's about getting away. About not necessarily being trapped in your hometown. You'll still have a place for your hometown somewhere in your heart. It's what helped make you who you are. But this song is about not being restricted into who you've become. And it's a message that resonates with straight people as much as it definitely resonates with not straight people.
It's kind of funny how some of the people who make stupid ass comments on my YouTube videos about how I'm offensive because I make fun of right-wingers say that they hate the words safe space, but everyone wants a safe space, be it a cultural center or a shooting range. Guess what? Same thing.
I think this song's good because it could mean many different things to many different people depending upon what lens they're listening to it through.
And this song encapsulates the feeling of wanting to belong. Pink Pony Club is not jubilant. It's a sigh of relief, a literal breath of fresh air. And it's a slow build.
It's got that ELO piano intro.
The explosion isn't necessarily as loud or as bombastic as we've heard in other songs, but the payoff is what really brings it to a head.
Such an emotional song. I think it's got a really good balance of vulnerability and triumph.
Well, it kind of recognizes that, hey, yeah, like what I'm doing might not be how you think I should be doing things, but I'm just trying to like live my life the way I feel I should.
Yeah.
You know, authenticity.
Yeah.
I think what I love about a lot of the hits that have come from Chappell Roan is that they sound like a pastiche of a time once before, of the 80s in particular. And of the songs that have been big for her, this one in particular captures that spirit perfectly. That guitar solo at the end, I could listen to forever.
And throw in a guitar solo, just because. Why not?
I want a 7-minute version of this song. I want to just club out in West Hollywood to this song all night long. That's how good it is.
And even bringing a little bit of like a lamentation in there.
But with this subject matter and the journey the whole time, especially since it started off so slow and then it brought in the synths and then it just kind of built up on top of that, you have that ethereal guitar solo which represents just whisking you away to where you belong, ascending, transcending. Mark my words, if it isn't already, this song will be a graduation party's biggest hit.
You can be emotionally vulnerable and still party.
Right.
That's the way I take it.
Yeah.
For the most part, as you go through life, when you reach adulthood, wherever you go is where you end up because you made decisions along the way. You decided where you want to be. The Pink Pony Club is where Chappell Roan wants to be. Everyone can apply that to themselves. So as long as you're not tethered to an umbilical cord, you will relate to this song. In most cases, when you end up somewhere new, when you set up shop, when you lay down your roots, you've done so because you wanted to.
People usually ride ponies, and the gay people are good at riding things, and so if you want to know why that bass is so big for her...
Pink Pony Club represents forging your identity the way that you want to and not letting anyone else dictate how you live your life.
You can be who you are with all that comes with and who you want to be with all that comes with.
Couple that with fantastic singing, smart lyrics, tight production, and a pertinent, timely message that some people definitely need to hear right now. Yeah, no question. Pink Pony Club, best song of 2024. I've never had less pushback making a song #1 on the best list than I did with Pink Pony Club. That should say something.
Hey, I'm glad you got Pink Pony Club for us, though. I was glad to see that
good.
one.
Emotionally poignant, and it's well done pop music. Like, even if you're just going to listen to it, it's still just really good music,
It's where I belong, down at the...
I'll tell you where I don't want to be. Pine City, New York. Jesus Christ, that place is a dump.